Let's do it. Hey, what's up? It's early betting for June 24th with me and Mike. Got NBA draft going on. We figured we talk a little bit about that. I'm really interested to hear your opinions, Mike, on what's happened so far. And, of course, we have that golf tournament still going on, too. Lots of things to talk about there. Click those links below for the best sports books in your state. And don't forget that OddsJam Partner Program. Share that with your friends. And you get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. We do have live chat available, and we always encourage good, healthy live chat. Right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Like and subscribe. Need more subscribers here on YouTube. You know, speaking of subscribing, on TikTok, they call it following. Why don't you follow us? All right, we're a couple of good guys. OddsJam_nuts. Fill out the form below to get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 per month sports betting. There's a link for Mike if you want to talk to him about that. There's a link for me if you want to talk to me about that. Or you can contact Mike at OddsJam.com, Bob at OddsJam.com. And there's also the Discord link below. Steve called this Mickey Mouse music.
Yeah, and
I don't remember Mickey Mouse.
You're back to speaking in tongues.
I am?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes.
No, it's not speaking in tongues. It'd be a different language. All right, let me check a couple of Eric Catherine. What's up, guys? What's up? Braves worked out last night, Mike.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Great call. Great call.
Yes.
And how about them Braves?
They're riding along, are they not? All right, Mike, we got to talk about this draft. Some shocking stuff, but guess what? Somebody's just joined the team. It's Steve
in the house.
Hey, yeah, why don't you put food in your mouth when you're getting ready to talk?
Okay, I will.
All right. Good. I'm glad that you came on because I want to talk about what's going on in the golf tournament.
Yeah.
In the championship. Rory McIlroy leading the way at -8 with Poston also at -8, followed by Schauffele and Laird at -7. Howell, Webb, Simpson, and as Steve likes to call him, my boy, Cantlay at -6. Real quick, a little shocking there. Rory leading the way after one round. Look out.
No, I mean, he was the favorite. And,
right.
He went off early. It was kind of weird because, outside of Poston and Cantlay, like a lot of the guys who went off late really struggled. Like Spieth, Spieth's done, right. Burns came out, he was +3 after 3. Neiman, so guys who I really liked, and I didn't get a chance to watch much of it. I don't think the weather really changed, so it was kind of strange. But we'll see. Cantlay I really liked and Xander, so they're both right there. So I'm not disappointed, but we'll see.
Coco, I just want you guys to know Coco likes Rory McIlroy.
Oh, does she?
That's her. That's her pick. She said.
How generous of you to force your dog to like somebody that you do, huh, Bob? Let the dog decide for herself.
She did.
Don't force her to like somebody just based upon you. Come on, Bob. That's awful. That's animal cruelty in my book. Let the dog decide what the dog likes.
She knows who feeds her. All right. All right. Enough golf talk for a second. William Hernandez, what doing EV betting? What's the steps to determine if it's a good bet? William, a question like that should be answered on Mike's Calendly link or mine. Set up an appointment. Go into the description of this video and look for that link, and we can talk about that. We're not going to talk about it here, although we will look at Positive EV.
Yeah, we'll look at a few for him. We'll look at a few for him. Obviously, we'll see what's happening.
Let's go to NBA draft, boys. Mike, you're first. Your thoughts on this first round so far? Surprising.
Yeah, a little bit surprising, obviously. These things are always hard to predict and how they're going to play out. I really thought there was a high probability that Ivy would get somebody would make a trade for him. I think he's worth that kind of a move to go get. That didn't happen. Also, Sacramento, who I just talked about it. I thought that no doubt if he's sitting there when they pick, why wouldn't you take him? But in all honesty, I think when you look at where he went, this is probably a good thing for him because they've already got a rookie that had a huge impact last year. I mean, Cade Cunningham was a tremendous player, and I think that Ivy is going to be similar to what Morant. I mean, he's compared to Morant for a reason. He's got explosiveness, speed. He's the real deal there. I think that this kid is going to be a potential superstar in years to come. And with him and Cade Cunningham now, that could be dangerous. And, Isaiah Stewart, I thought he, made some strides this year. Obviously, Detroit was not a good team, but you got to start somewhere, and they could be building something for the future there in Detroit.
Like it, Steve. I want some input from you on this.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy at the top, right? I mean, Smith, Banchero all day.
Right.
Let me say, there are a lot of tools on Twitter that are bragging, I made life-changing money on Paulo first pick. No, you fucking didn't. The max bet on this was like $100. So don't listen to these tools who are bragging about making a ton of money. That was a joke, by the way, in the chat. I mean, yeah, I had a few bets. I bet on Matherin under 6.5. I bet on Obaji under 14.5, and I bet on our boy Ivy to go fourth. So we'll see. But no, I mean, I agree with Mike. I mean, I think it's very good landing spots for these teams. I don't know about taking Banchero over Jabari Smith. I thought Smith was a better fit, but I mean, the teams who pick at the top, they all suck. They all have a lot of needs. So,
well, okay. Let me ask you. I got two questions for you guys. All right. Why Keegan Murray, Sacramento, and why not Jaden Ivey? And after Jabari Smith doesn't go off at number one, why is Oklahoma City sticking with the Holmgren pick, Mike?
Well, to the Keegan Murray deal, I mean, the only thing I can say is maybe Ivy just flat out didn't want to go there. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, the better pick would have been Ivy by far. But again, it's not a terrible pick taking Keegan Murray. I mean, he's certainly a good player, but the only thing that I can think is maybe they just flat out were under the impression Ivy just didn't want to play there. Maybe he didn't want to be there. I don't know. As far as Holmgren goes, I mean, I don't know with this guy, man. I mean, it's going to be. I could make a case that he could be a bust, and I could probably make a case that he could be a really good player. So to me, as a number 2 pick, that's a little bit of a risk to me.
Right.
I know he's a good rim protector. I know people say, well, he's slender, but he's tough. Well, yeah, we'll see. We're gonna, it's NBA ball now. I'm not sure, what he's going to, what kind of impact he's going to have.
Steve, jump in this. I want to know. Why Keegan Murray?
Well, that's a simple one.
Yeah.
It was positional over, top of the board talent. DeAndre Fox is the point guard, they needed a wing. And I mean, people love Murray. I don't know why. I mean,
yeah, I know.
I'm never a big fan of these guys who don't get any scholarships out of high school. Why is that? Because his athleticism is limited. But the Kings are a joke of an organization, and they needed an athletic wing. He does fit it, I guess, positionally. So I thought they made a mistake. But I mean, and as far as Holmgren, I think Mike's right in both regards. I think he's going to be good until he's not, because he's going to get snapped in half. I think he's kind of reminds me of a Porzingis. I think when he's healthy, he's going to be good, but he's not going to be healthy that often because he's so skinny.
And then I got one other thing here I need to ask you guys, okay? Mike, you respond first. The Pacers trade Sabonis, and the guy they got in the draft, isn't he basically going to replace what Sabonis already gave him?
You know what? I think Matherin's a good pick for Indiana. I really do. I think that this is a guy who is big, athletic, wing, and he can do it all. I like this. I like this for them. Sabonis just didn't strike me as an all-around player, Bob. I mean, he's okay defensively, but I think Matherin's going to be a two-way player, big time. So I don't know that I would say these two players are similar. I think they're different in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, they're not in the same position.
No.
Not even the same. Yeah, I mean, not even the same position. Matherin's like a shooting guard, small forward. I mean, Porzingis was a power forward or even center. Yeah, I mean, or Sabonis, not Porzingis. Yeah, so I mean, I think, getting rid of him, I think it was a good pick, honestly.
Okay,
I like the Matherin pick for Indiana. I know we've got a good friend of ours who's a Pacers fan. Yeah. And, I would say that this kid could end up being a pretty good player. I mean, I'll tell you who he reminds me of in a sense, just because I think he can be a good two-way player. He may be a Paul George type. Indiana certainly loved what Paul George brought to the table when he was there. They had some good runs. So I certainly think this is a good pick for Indiana.
Right.
He landed right in their lap. I mean, they didn't have to they knew where they were going. I mean, they knew, okay, Matherin it is.
So then explain to me this real quick, because I like to root for the Pacers because they're close to us, all right? Okay. Why would they not keep Sabonis with Matherin, Steve?
I mean, Sabonis was always injured too, and I don't think he was happy there. And I mean, Sabonis, I don't want to say he sucks, but I mean, it's not like Sabonis is some amazing player. Like, Mike, would you even say he's a top 40 player? I mean, I wouldn't,
Well, and let's face it, the Pacers, in a sense, making that trade was to blow it up so they could position themselves to be as high as high up in the draft as possible. Because in all honesty, I think if Indiana had a shot to get Jaden Ivey, I think they would have taken him. I really do.
Yeah, and I'm surprised.
And what a perfect fit, because look where he went to school. I mean, Purdue. So I really think Indiana would have loved to have Jaden Ivey. But I think Matherin is going to be a really good player. I really do.
Yeah. Okay. And it would have been too expensive to trade up. Like they said, they would have had to have included Duarte, last year's pick. And, he was really solid. So, I think Duarte and Matherin is probably better than Ivy. But, I mean, we know that the owner liked Ivy quite a bit. But, keeping assets makes sense too.
Okay. So Mike
absolutely.
Mike thinks
they made a smart move. Go ahead, Bob.
Mike thinks Ivy is the best player in the draft.
I think he could be.
I do too.
I think he could be the best. Yeah, I think there's a very possibility. But Matherin, again, don't sleep on Matherin. We could be talking about him in a couple of years or so, talking about what a great pick that was. So Pacers fans got that to be excited about.
I get last word on this. Sacramento drafting Keegan Murray from Iowa. I mean, my goodness, the guy lost
from Iowa.
The guy lost to Richmond, right?
Yeah. You'll never forget that, Bob.
I'll never forget that, because he's the reason that they lost. If he could have hit his 3-point shot out of one, and you guys would be talking to Bob like he was a king. But anyway,
okay.
I'm going to share my screen here.
Because the spread covered with ease anyway. So
we're gonna. Okay, Mike, come on, give me a break here.
Yeah.
Let me just have a little bit. Can you just help a guy out, help a brother out a little bit? All right, we got early betting for tomorrow. And, I'm not really sure what is out here a lot, guys. I can tell you one thing. We've got Colorado and Tampa Bay, and I think the total goals over 5.5. That's probably going to be hitting tomorrow. Minus 125 on BetMGM, 20-cent market with Mike, minus 140 on the perfect line, minus 128 without the juice, minus 125 on BetMGM. I'm hitting that. Thoughts, guys, both of you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a closeout game, but I think it gets closed out tomorrow. I mean, it seems to me like Tampa Bay is just gassed. I mean, in that overtime, that was just, I mean, I texted it. Like, there's no way Tampa Bay's going to win. Like, the Avs, the puck was, on the Tampa Bay side the entire overtime, essentially. I mean, and,
you do know why that is, right? You realize that they were
because Tampa Bay sucks.
No, they were playing with 5 defensemen, okay?
Oh, okay.
So when you have to play with 5 and there are a lot of times they're only playing with 4, okay? So guys are having to take more ice time that aren't necessarily used to having to take more ice time. So that's why that happens.
Well,
not because
that's what happened. I mean, that's the lineup you roll with. That's what happens.
Right, but not because Tampa Bay sucks. Come on. That's not an analogy.
Look, Bob, they looked back. In all honesty, here's what I will say. Heading into that overtime, it went complete opposite of what Tampa Bay I thought was somewhat establishing in that third period. I mean, Tampa Bay started to
Colorado dominated the third period. Did you not listen to Ray Ferraro?
I mean, for them, yes, but Tampa Bay started to finally look like they may have found their groove a little bit, and then overtime hit, and they were just
they quit shooting. How could they find the groove? They quit possessing the puck in the third period, and they quit shooting it. They controlled the first 2 periods.
Yeah,
that was the problem, Bob. They were getting too particular with their that shot selection. They were not shooting the puck when they should have. I don't know. They were shell shocked or something.
Well, it's because Kemper was stoning them, guys.
Well,
okay,
that's why. I mean, it's Kemper. I mean, so what? Throw everything at him, even the kitchen sink.
Okay.
I mean,
I like. I mean, honestly, I kind of like the 60-minute line. I like Colorado. That's like a minus 110. What do you think of that? I mean, I feel like.
This game ends in regular. I don't think this game goes to overtime. And I think that I think they try to throw everything at them early. This, like I said, this could be a routing.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to comment on any of that right now because I'm going to tell you right now, John Cooper is a hell of a coach. There is no route there. Okay. Let's get that out of your head right now.
They sound defeated, Bob. Their head coach sounds defeated.
Mike, no, he doesn't. Did you not hear what he said today? He said it's going to be
he said he's basically devastated for his players after that loss. I mean,
no, you didn't hear. That's what he said last night, not today. Okay, get your facts straight.
Well, he's already said it. He's already showed me that even he's doubting it. Even the head coach is doubting it. Him and old what's his name from Boston. They done giving up
today. He talked about it today. Let's get you today. All right, not last night. Today. He said we're moving on. He's taking the Berube approach. We're getting past it and we're moving on. Okay. And he thinks it's going to be a great game 5. I agree with him. Nathan McKinnon over 0.5 player assists. I'd say we run with that. Don't you, Steve?
God bless McKinnon. We won't get into that whole discussion.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. McKinnon is he saved us somehow, some way.
Yeah. I mean,
they
did. ESPN did say it was the guy who scored, but who cares? I mean,
originally, but if you paid attention to the broadcast, very, very quickly, like within seconds, guys. So you got to pay attention when you're watching the game. All right, I got one more. One more.
I have a quick question for you though. Does Tampa Bay seem tired to you?
Oh, they sure did in the third period and overtime. Yes,
and
do
you feel like do you feel like playing in elevation, is a thing in hockey? Because if so, playing in high altitude, exhausted,
it definitely is a play. We'll see what happens. You know what?
Yeah.
Only thing I could say is we'll see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they've come back from worse things, guys. They got swept by an 8 seed a few years back and then wound up winning 2 cups in a row.
No, I get it. That was pretty pathetic, and that was
very
but,
pathetic.
I remember that, and I get that, but Bob, they're getting it. They're getting beat.
What?
They're not used to being down 3-1.
Mike, but they didn't get their butts kicked last night. Kemper stole the game.
But in overtime, they were dominated.
That's why. So what? What about the rest of the game? There's more than just overtime in the third period. All right. I got another play I got to ask you about. It's on the Cardinals-Cubs game, over 9 total runs. Guys, this is a 12-cent market with minus 103 on the Pinnacle line, plus 103 without the juice. We can get it for plus 105 at Caesars. I think this is a play.
Yeah, I like the over there. I do. I mean, the Cubs, certainly Hendricks is pitching, but let's face it, Hendricks has not been that great this year.
No, I know.
Cubs. So I think the Cardinals offense can get back on track with Hendricks. Yeah, I got a guest with me, don't I?
Wow, what's up, Maddox? Didn't know you were there. I was on another screen. What's up? Good to see you. All right. Tampa looks so slow. Eagles 85 overtime. Big O, William, watch videos, experts on here. I started with Alex and Matt videos to understand the concepts of OddsJam. Yes, absolutely. But William, let me tell you, get on a one-on-one call with us. We'll help you, Mr. Hernandez. Colorado going to win 5-1. Seems old Tampa. Okay, so he's basically saying Tampa's old. I don't know. Let's see, where are we at in the draft here right now, guys?
This is the big pick for me. This is Cleveland. I need him to take my man Abaji.
Okay, they are on the clock right now. Abaji's your man?
Well, I took him under 15. So
okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, you got Bob. You got to know when you're betting on a guy, he is your man.
I don't bet the NBA draft. I just can't make myself do it. Plus, I'm in a state that doesn't have legal sports betting.
Shame on you, Bob.
How much time on that? How much time on the clock there?
3 minutes.
Okay.
But that prick Waj, he just spoils every pick. He's like Schefter, He tweets like 2 minutes before who they're picking.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Talk to me, guys. Help me finish this up here.
Yeah. So I mean, tomorrow, not that it's great value, but I like Rory to continue to be the end of round 2 leader. I think Rory can win this thing wire to wire, personally.
Wire to wire? Okay. I like that. I actually like that play.
Yeah.
I think that could be a really good play. Yes, definitely. And folks, very quickly, Steve, somebody asked today, and it was Steven Batza, wanted to know how he should
spread. Yes. Kansas is locked into Kansas's Ochai Abaji. Let's go. Sorry.
There you go.
Did they pick him?
Waj tweeted they're going to.
Okay.
They're going to.
Steven wanted to know what he should wager on each of those bets that you have out on the page. Obviously, going into the first round, not now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I have to make make a video or a tweet or something because people always ask that. But yeah, it's pretty simple. So the outrights, we do them to win 10 units. So for example, Spieth was 25-1, so you would put 0.4 units on that. That would pay 10. If he's whatever, 100-1, you would put 0.1. So what I can start doing is putting up the spreadsheet that I use. It's just very basic math. 10 divided by odds equals stake. So that, so it doesn't matter who wins, whether it's 9-1 or 100-1, we make the same amount on the outright because the stakes just modified to just win 10 units. Everything else is risk 1 unit. But again, we've been betting this for the entire season. We're up 60 plus units. So, if we have a terrible tournament where we lose 10 units, it would be very hard to do that, but it's possible. That would suck, but it wouldn't really matter because we're already up, So, if you're just joining in now, it's a little bit risky, but I still have, extreme utmost confidence. I mean, this tournament was actually probably my least favorite. I really hate these tournaments post-major. A lot of these guys are just worn out. Like, you saw it in speed. The guy's just worn out, But, yeah, I mean, in order for us to lose how we do the derivatives, we'd have to be completely off on everybody. And the odds of that happening is very low. So,
okay, is this pick in yet?
Yep, Obaji.
All right, so, very good. Then let's get out of here.
Yep.
Maddox, I got to tell you, Maddox, go Tampa Bay, go Lightning, go Pat Maroon, right? Come on, man. He's shaking his head just like you, Mike.
Because he knows it's over, Bob. It's 3-1. It's a done deal. It's done. Look out for the Guardians tomorrow. Boston, look out. You've been on fire winning series consecutively. What's it, 6 in a row? Look out for the Guardians.
Good. Guardians are tough, man. Guardians are tough. Absolutely.
And it's at Cleveland. 3-game series at Cleveland. Cleveland's taking 2 of 3.
Peace, Maddox.
Cleveland's taking 2 of 3.